What's good, YouTube land? Edward Klefka here. Let's do more R.E.D. And where do we go from Soundwave? But, well, I already mentioned them in that video. It's Megatron! So if you didn't watch that and you wonder what R.E.D. is, it says it basically right there. Non-converting figure. They're just figures of Transformers without having to transform. So they're just ERs, I guess? Oh well. So we got a nice picture of Megatron. I like that effect right there. Sort of breaking through the screen, sort of trying to break down the fourth wall in a way. With his glowing red eyes, that looks awesome. You got the regular stuff, like the Transformers logos. The picture, I like how it's just the fusion cannon on that side of the box. It's like, Megatron! Fusion cannon. The other side, we have accessories. And on the back, we got some standard action photography, obligatory product shots, what have you, of Megatron. Look, he's a Decepticon. And I'm just blah, 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 Transformers. So, here is old Megs himself. And I like him quite a bit. It's G1 Megs. The classic. The original. The arguably second best version of Megatron. Next to good old Yes-atron. But this is still the preferred Megatron for a lot of people who are lame and didn't watch or like Beast Wars. Here he is next to his what's Soundwave's job? Something to do with audio. Here he is next to Soundwave. His gun, his shoulder launcher is somewhere. It's like somewhere. Went out. I lost it behind my hoi foi, and I'll probably never see it again. I also can't do an Irish accent. But I really like this guy. But one thing, there are some paint issues. First off, is good old Megatron-y mush. There is some quite not insignificant paint issues, like that random splotch above the eye. And like there's tiny little red flake there on his cheek. I don't know how well you can see it. There's even some screwed up paint right there in the yellow, but you know, I can overlook that because it's Megatron. And honestly, this is quite a good toy. But do I really need to get into... I feel like I could just repeat what I said about Soundwave. It's Megatron. Do I really need to go into his character? He's the leader of the bad guys. That's all you really need to know. But this is a very nice toy. I like a lot about it. I like the things that they didn't really need to add, but decided to give him anyway. Like the barrel of his gun mode, and some callbacky gun designs as molded in plastic there. That looks cool. I like how sort of slender and streamlined his boots are, but even they have some nice molded in references, like those panels. Still, while being a not very colorful design, some gray and some other gray and some red, it does look very good. The posability is also very good. We've got the good old double barbell ball joint at the neck again, just like Soundwave. Very nice, very fun to swoosh about and just bark orders at somebody. Unfortunately, he doesn't come with like a laser beak or something, even though he can pull off the pose. Like, unlike some around here, you never fail me kind of thing. Okay, one thing I've been obsessed with since I've got him, a goddamn ratcheted ab crunch. That's my favorite joint on this toy. Because it's so rarely seen on mainline Transformers. Especially anything done by Hasbro, probably apart from masterpieces. Like, you almost never see an ab crunch. Like Impactor, who's one of the only recent Transformers I can think of, and his ab crunch is due to his transformation. This guy, freaking, I've barely been playing with Megatron. I've just been doing this, and you can get to him into some, let's just say, interesting poses with it. You know what this reminds me of? Old guys who wear their pants up way too high. That's exactly what this pose is. This is the opposite of pull your pants up. Like, freaking pull your pants down a bit. And Megatron's only 37 years old. So, it's a bit too young for him to be able to do that. But, still, I love that they gave him a ratcheted ab crunch. And, unfortunately, I wish he had the reverse. You know, bend backwards. But I see why, because they decided to give him these molded in references to his G1 toy, or just like this molded in plastic, like the molded in hinge there. It kind of clashes, so unfortunately there's no room to bend backwards, but still. Oh, that ratcheting. And if he had a bit, the only thing I'm missing is I wish he had a bit more backwards head position, because like it kind of while he can pull sort of, it feels a bit awkward trying to do this type of pose with him. And one thing I kind of wish, if any nitpicks I had, is that expression is kind of, well, nothing, sort of stern, but like I wish he had, I don't know, maybe a yelling face, sort of a evil sneering face. Like I wish he had face options or like alternate head swaps, because alone that's kind of like a really boring expression he has on, and he's Megatron. He's an over-the-top bad guy. He should be bellowing at his Decepticon flunkies or like laughing maniacally at Optimus. But as it stands right now, unfortunately, he can't do that. What he can do is properly move his fusion cannon. We'll talk about that after we go through the rest of the posability. Shoulder, very nice range. Can go all the way around. Can go out that far. Bonk. He can bonk himself in the head with his fusion cannon. He can point it straight forward. And surprisingly, that's actually a big deal, given a lot of older takes on this design have struggled. Here's looking at you, Titans Return Galvatron, at being able to properly aim his fusion cannon and still look good while aiming it. Like, that does really look like perfect. Like, he's not aiming, he's just pointing and shooting. And 9 times out of 10, he's going to miss, because it is a cartoon dedicated towards selling toys, so they're never really going to kill each other very often. But if it's the Transformers movie, he's going to kill everyone. But oh no, he does kill he kills Optimus with the pistol of betrayal. I can't actually think of a time I've seen him destroy somebody with his fusion cannon. It's just kind of there to be like, look what I could do. It's more of a flap tease. It does have a tiny bit of red paint to indicate something, I don't know. And nothing that would resemble like lenses or anything, just a chunk of solid, slightly squishy black plastic. But still, it looks really nice. Poses well. His elbow bends. a full 90, along with a bicep swivel to do that aforementioned looking at Laserbeak pose. God damn it, Facebook. His wrists are on ball joints, which do the similar thing. Not ball joints, excuse me. Where is it? Peg on a hinge, so you can hinge, and it does have sort of a soft locking point if you don't want it to go all the way in. If you want just a tiny bit more, you can. Although it does feel much more like it's going to easily pop out as compared to Soundwave's hands, but still, he's got a nice punchy fist and a good kind of open hand sort of thing going on. He also has it's sort of like softly detented waist joint. I don't know if that's I don't think that's a detent, but it sort of firmly locks in these two positions, and then just it's firm enough that you can make it stay there. It won't like snap back into place. But these skirt flaps also on hinges. Nice getting out of the way of the leg pose ability, which is not a full Van Damme, but it's almost there. Also, forward is quite a bit limited, just like Soundwave, due to the nature of Megatron looking like he has just some dark gray underpants on. Backwards, yeah, about that much. Love the knee joint, though. So much deep bend. It actually kind of almost blends the knee joint into it. Like if the bottom part were the darker gray of the shins, it would look even better, but oh well. You do get a thigh swivel, very nice. And like Soundwave, you get a ankle with a tiny bit of side-to-side swivel, tiny bit of pivoting, and a bit of forward and back, which you can then lower to get even more forward and sort of more swiveling if you so choose, like that. So overall, yeah, I absolutely love that ratcheted waist joint. I can just hold him in my hand, just do that for maybe not hours, but definitely enough time to go, yeah. Maybe not to that extent, but it is still a very nice piece. I guess we have to dive back into the box and check out some accessories. Because what's a good non-transforming Transformers figure if not with the obligatory references and swappable hands? Unfortunately, no Pistol of Betrayal. Oh, and also no Energon sword, which is odd. I shouldn't close the box back up because I'm going to put the accessories in there. So we'll talk hands. First, he's got a punching fist for his other arm. And then he's got sort of a calm, splayed open hand. And then he's got a basically a pointing hand. Yeah, that definitely fits with his task mastery kind of thing. I don't know why, but they have that random shot of his face. Like, it's showing off what he's got ahead. But, I guess we can talk about the hand holding the Energon cube. It's molded in there, solid. I think the hinge was a bit stuck right there. Must have been paint stuck. So if you want Well, I'm not going to do it with every single hand. I'll just show you this one hand. Ugh. So you can do something like this, where he's holding a cube of Energon, which, yes, it was pink in the original series as opposed to whatever color it was in Beast Wars. Well, you could say that the Energon in Beast Wars was unrefined, so maybe if they refined it, it would have become pink. But yeah, refined Energon in G1, pink cubes. What was it? I think the bad cube Insecticons, third-party Insecticons, came with Energon cubes that, if I recall from Vangelis's reviews, had the weird properties that allow them to stick together, even though they're like dry. I'd love to get my hands on those Energon cubes. And the biggest accessory we get to talk about is his good old mace, which is it's a purple mace. On a chain. And thankfully, it's a chain that's not actual proper chain link, so it can actually hold a pose. Actually, you can probably hold more than one pose. So you just plug it in like that. It fits rather snugly, and if you want, he doesn't have a. He doesn't. I forgot to give him another hand. All hail Megatron, everyone! Give him a hand. So you can do. Can you actually do it with his hand? I haven't. Yeah, you can sort of have him holding the chain and like being prepared to strike, or things like you can just hold it in the air as he's ready to wham and wham some Autobots. And I think that's just about it. Um. Ooh, excuse me. Do I? Uh. What was the word? Excuse me, I'm losing my. Recommend Megatron? If you want just a really good cartoon accurate Megatron in robot mode to pose and have fun, good times with, and not have to worry about him transforming into a awkward looking tank or a gun or things like that. Absolutely, this guy is recommendable. Like, come on. That weight, that ab crunch alone. How can that not sell you? Do I wish he had light piping? Kind of. Is it that big a deal? Not really. His arms honestly do look a little bit stumpy. Just like, while they are just two gun chunks held together with like a red bar, they still look unfortunately a bit too short to be like they look slightly unnatural, but like Soundwave did the same thing. So like this line is dedicated to arms that don't look quite long enough, but they still do work like arms. I don't know where I was going with that. But yeah, I really like this guy. And I'm looking forward to Cheetor and Prime RC whenever I come across them. But I I'm liking R.E.D. so far. I'm liking what it's doing. I'm hoping it continues. Do some other characters from random points in the Transformers timelines. Maybe do some R.I.D. guys. You could do some from the Unicron trilogy, some from animated. Heck, I'd even take some from the movieverse. Because I imagine they can actually look kind of cool and not be a pain in the ass to transform, thankfully. But yeah, I think that's it for Megatron. Do I plan to get the Optimus? I saw him. Couldn't bring myself to buy him, but we'll see. We'll see. I don't know. I'm kind of done feeling the need to buy the new Optimus in every single toy line. Like I have Power of the Primes, Siege, Earthrise. I didn't pick up the uh, Galaxy Force upgrade because the name Transformer Cybertron Optimus Prime is a bit awkward and blah blah blah. I don't know. Is the end up maybe? Knowing me, probably. But for now, um, this guy gets a magnificent, and you'd better buy him. Isn't that right, Megatron? Where's Frank Welker's voice when you need him? Oh well. Thank you for watching. I hope you have enjoyed. I hope this isn't threatening at all. Megatron says buy him. And also like, comment, and subscribe for more weird reviews. Until next time, keep it weird. Bye.